Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the Sun sextile, or trine the South Node in a natal chart. Now, first off, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They were a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy, so what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have the Sun sextile or trine the South Node in a natal chart, you may easily and readily focus, which is the Sun, on the past, which is the South Node. If you have, say, the South Node in Virgo, that past may be tied in, doing things, a lot of analysis or, health and fitness. I have my South Node in Virgo, and there was a time when I was able to work out vigorously. I have it in my fifth house, and it was very enjoyable for me. But now I can't, do that anymore because I have extensive nerve damage. But anyway, the thing is too. This is also, if you have the Sun sextile or trine the South Node in the natal chart, you may readily shine, which is the Sun, in what you're naturally proficient in, which is the South Node. And going to Virgo again, I have South Node in Virgo and again the fifth house. A lot of that is analytical amusement and enjoyment. I do have this aspect as well. My Sun in Cancer makes a sextile to my South Node in Virgo. So it's really a strong ability, really, to be able to really, shine in what you can do, what you have that proficiency and what you have a natural, built-in ability for. And speaking of such, the natural built-in abilities, which is the South Node, can be beneficial to your ego, which is the Sun. If you have, say the South Node in Libra, those natural built-in abilities may be tied in with persuasion, things connected with art, the law, negotiation, compromise, things that are tied in with arbitration. It could be something connected with fashion design. I wouldn't exclude scale design or production because scales are connected with the zodiac sign Libra. Now, another thing about these aspects, if you have the Sun sextile or trine the South Node in a natal chart, is that the biological father and dominant males, which is the Sun, can be helpful in going away from the negative qualities connected with the South Node position. If you have, say, the South Node in Aquarius, and the negative qualities may be overly rebellious or non-conforming. It could be qualities of just being, unusual just for the sake of being different. Idiosyncratic, type qualities or behavior as some examples. The South Node is in Capricorn as another example. It could be rather cold, callous, or undemonstrative, type of qualities. Being overly rigid, not willing to go, beyond, say, the true or the tried. It can also be, as far as how these aspects may manifest in the natal chart. It could also be, about, having where it's easy to put that attention, which is the Sun, on what you need to leave behind, which is the South Node. If the South Node is in Pisces, say, it can be such where, what you need to leave behind, can be connected with something of an addictive nature. It may be, qualities, just being overly confused or unclear, nebulous, being dreamy, not really, being more of a dreamer in contrast to an actual, doer, as some examples. Being too impressionable or gullible are some examples for this. Now, another thing about the sun sextile or trine south node in the natal chart, it could indicate that one generally has the vitality and energy, which is the sun, to do things associated with the south node position. If the south node is in Scorpio, as an example, those things may include, could be something with locksmithing or psychology or transformation, something that involves gaining some kind of power or control, matters with insurance, taxes, leaving legacy, doing some matters that are associated with support, whether it be moral, emotional, or monetary support, as some examples. Now, another way that these aspects may manifest in a natal chart could be where one readily finds, the drive and motivation, the incentive, which is the sun, to do the activities that can be connected with the south node position. If you have the south node in Aries, as an example, those things may be tied with the military or firefighting, arson investigation. It could be something that is connected with leadership prowess and ability. It could be, welding, or any, field that involves fire. It may be doing something with, speech therapy, or, anything, that could be Aries related, something that requires, you taking, the initiative and showing enterprise, as some examples. Now, another thing about these aspects is where this could also be about having a very good, awareness and being cognizant, conscious, which is the sun of the, the overdeveloped and redundant qualities, which is the south node. Going back to the south node in Virgo as an example, it could be, those overdeveloped and redundant qualities could be, over-analysis. It's like seeing the Dwad within the Dwad in astrology, something that doesn't need to be analyzed or dissected any further, things of that nature, constantly, or reorganizing things that don't need any more organization. Because again, we're talking about overdeveloped and, redundant qualities, which is connected with the south node. Now, another thing too, another way, these aspects may be expressed in the natal chart could be that people, that are prominent, in your past, which is the south node, may be advantageous, to you getting, your basic wants, which is the sun. Now, if the sun is in the zodiac sign Cancer, as an example, those basic wants may be tied in with safety, security, things of an introverted nature, the home, the family, having something, like retirement for the latter part of one's life, wanting to, have a, situation, maybe where you can express a lot of dedication and devotion, as some examples. And it could be too, if you have, one of these aspects in a natal chart, if you have the sun sextile or trine the south node, you may easily and readily see, which is the sun, the qualities that may be affecting you to your detriment, which is the south node. If you have the south node in Taurus, as an example, those qualities that may be affecting you to your detriment may be tied in with being overly stubborn or obstinate, greedy, materialistic, avaricious, as some examples, not willing to go, outside the box, so to speak, not willing to make, that major, change that you may need to, make in order to say move forward with your life, as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.